Okay, I'm going to sort this string list. पीतल के पतीले में पपीता पीला पीला, ऊंट ऊंचा, ऊंट की पीठ ऊंची, पूंछ ऊंची ऊंट की. Can you pronounce it? Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of Complete Python specifically designed for GATE, data science and artificial intelligence. In this session, we will discuss about the list inbuilt functions. So there are many inbuilt functions. We can apply directly on the list and get some data from it. So let's try all these inbuilt functions in our Jupyter notebook. Fine, okay, I'm making a heading over here, list inbuilt functions. Okay, let's start by taking a list over here. So I'm defining a integer list over here. I'm writing, okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, again I'm in reverse I'm writing 5 4 3 2 1. Again writing 1 2 3 4 5. So just I created a random list over here. And let's perform various inbuilt functions on this. First function we can apply is the count function. Count function is used for counting how many times a particular value is repeated inside the list. Fine, okay. So let me apply over here. Let me print how many times in integer list, in this list dot I will count how many times. Okay, 5 is repeated, let's suppose. So I'm writing 5 over here and trying to print it. So 5 is repeated 3 times. We can see over here 2 times over here and 1 time over here. Fine. So this is counting how many times a value is repeated. I can change this value. I can write 1 over here. So actually every digit over here is repeated 3 times only. So this will also print 3. So you can see 1 time 1 is here and 2 times is here. 3 times 1 is there. So it's a count function is used for counting how many times a value is repeated, that is counting how many time a value is coming inside the list. Fine, okay. So let me define the another function, that is the len function. Len function is used for finding the length of the list, how many elements are there in the list. So let me try to print the length of our integer list. Let me execute it. 15 elements are there actually, 1 to 5, 5 to 1, 1 to 5. So 15 elements are there which we can find out the length by using len function. Okay, another function is the sum function. Sum function is used for finding the sum of all the elements in the list. So let me apply it and print the sum of our integer list. So simply I need to write sum, and in as a parameter we need to pass the list name. List name is int list. Done. Let me execute it. So if we will sum all these elements inside the list, that will be 45. Let's move to the next function. We can find out the maximum element inside the list by using max function, max. So let me print it, print max in our int list. So maximum element is 5 only in our list, and we can find out the minimum element also by using min function. So let me print the minimum element by using min function, passing the list name int list. So this will find the minimum element. Minimum element is 1 over here. Okay, so these are some general function. I will add more. Before moving on, okay, let me tell you the time complexity of all these function. Count function time complexity is actually order of n. So this will take order of n to count how many times an element is repeated. The time complexity of len function is length function is 1. To find the length of the list, the time taken is 1 only. The time complexity for sum function will be order of n. The time complexity of max function is order of n. The time complexity of min function is again order of n. So if you don't know about the time complexity, don't need to worry. We will discuss time complexity in DSA section in very detail. After one lecture of DSA, you will be able to find out the time complexity of any program, any code. Okay, fine. Let's apply the other functions such as sort function. Sort function can be used for sorting the list in increasing or decreasing order. So let me apply the sort function over here. Sort, our list name is int list dot sort. That's it, done. We sorted our list. So if I print my list, print int list, so that will be sorted. Yeah, that is sorted. 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 5 5 5. So that is sorted. We can sort it in decreasing order also. We can sort it in decreasing order. Just we need to pass reverse parameter. Okay, let me show you. So what we can do, we can write the list name int list dot sort, same thing, but in the as a parameter we need to set the reverse parameter we need to set as a true. Okay, by default that is false, but if we set it as a true, now the list is sorted in reverse order, greater, smaller, 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 like that way. So if I print it, this will be reversed. Okay, let me show you. Yeah, it's 5 5 5 4 4 4 3 3 3 2 2 2 1 1 1. This is in reverse order. How much time sort function take to execute? Sort function take to execute order of n log n time. Why that is taking n log n time? Why that is taking n log n time? Because we are internally using the tim sort inside the Python. We are using the internally we are using the tim sort to implement this function, and tim sort is implemented further using the merge sort plus insertion sort, and merge sort in all the cases take n log n time to execute. That's why tim sort is also taking n log n time. So sort function is taking n log n time. Fine, okay. So either in increasing or decreasing, whatever way we want to sort it, that will take n log n time. We can apply the sort function on float values also, on string also, but we cannot merge, okay, string with integer. We can merge integer with float values and we can sort together them, integer and float, but we cannot sort together integer and strings or float and strings. Okay, so let me try to take another example and sort the list made up of the strings. Okay, so I'm taking a string list over here. Okay, let me store in this. पीतल के पतीले में पपीता पीला पीला. I'm going to store this sentence word by word in this. Can you pronounce it? Okay, I'm going to sort this string list. Simply I will write str list, this is the name of the list, dot sort, that's it. And if I print this list, so this is papita pila pila pital ke mein patile. So you can if you can pronounce it properly, then please write in the comment section. Okay, okay, now let me apply some other functions on our list. So okay, I can apply the reverse function to reverse the list. So let me write the reverse. This will reverse the list. Okay, that's it. So maybe I can take another string list over here. So list 2 I can take, and the list name can be like this: ऊंट ऊंचा, ऊंट की पीठ ऊंची, पूंछ ऊंची ऊंट की. Let me write over here. Okay, let's apply the reverse function on this string list. Let me print it. So now this become की, ऊंट, ऊंची, पूंछ, ऊंची, पीठ की, ऊंट, ऊंचा, ऊंट. So you can try to pronounce it in the right way and then reverse way. If you are successful, you can write in the comment section. Okay, let me perform some other operations like creating the list from range of elements. Okay, fine, let me create a new list. By using the list function, actually we can create the list from range of element. I'm creating a range by range function, a range of 1 to 10 elements. So 1 to 11 I'm mentioning. So this range function will generate the range 1 to 10, and this range of elements will be converted into the list by this list function. Okay, fine. Okay, if I will execute it, so we created a new list of 1 to 10 elements. So let me print this list. So yes, we have created successfully a list of 1 to 10 elements from this range of elements by using this list function. We can use this list function to create the list from other data structures also, like tuples, sets. We can convert them into the list, or we can take the input from the user and convert it into the list by using this list function. So let me do that. Okay, I'm creating another list, maybe list 2 is equal to. Now I'm using this list function, and now I'm taking tuple. We will discuss about the tuple later on in very detail. Right now just I'm telling that we can define the tuple by using the round braces. So 10, 20, 30 some elements I'm inserting. So this is the tuple starting from here going up to here, and I have put this inside the list function. This tuple will be converted into the list, and if I will execute it and print it, you will see that list 2 is a list only. So how we can verify that this is a list? If that is having the square braces, that means this is a list. So we converted a tuple into a list. We can convert a set also into a list. Okay, now let me create another list. List 3 is equal to, using the list function, set we can define by using the curly braces. I'm putting some element inside the set, 10, 20, 30, 40. So putting that this set inside the list function, executing it and printing this now list 3 to show you that we have successfully created the list. Yes, we have successfully created the list from this set. One thing you can notice over is that the order of the elements get changed, because in set the elements do not store in a particular order. So that's why the order might change in case of the set, but that will remain same in the case of tuple. So in tuple order of elements remains same in which you are inserting. So that's why that remains same over here, 10, 20, 30, 40. But in set, the elements you are storing, the order can change. Order is not fixed. That's why the order of here element is different than how we are inserting them. So we are just creating the list from other data structures. We can create the list from user input also. So let me create a list 4 by taking the input. So by using this list function, now I'm taking the input. So I'm writing over here, enter elements dot split. So if I execute this, now I can enter the elements like 10 space 20 space 30 space 40 space 50. So these 5 elements I have entered, and this we have created the list of with these 5 elements, and the list name is list 4. So let me print it and let me show you. Print list 4. So you can see over here we have successfully created a list of these 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Note down that whenever we input the elements will be get converted into the string format. So always we receive the input in the form of string format. That's why 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are converted into form of string, and then we created a list of strings over here. Fine. So these are the main functions we will be using throughout the course. So we discussed here in this lecture how to create the list from different data structure, how to create the list by taking the input also by using the list function. We discuss over here how to reverse the list by using the reverse function. We discuss over here how to sort the list, string list we sorted over here. We can sort the list in reverse order also, and sorting a list, okay, take order of n log n time. We discuss about the min function, max function, which is used for finding the maximum element, min function is used for finding minimum element, sum function is used for finding the sum of all the element in the list, len function is used for finding the length of the list, count function is used for finding the count of a particular element, how many times an element is repeating. So these are the main popular function, inbuilt function related to list. There are many other also, but these are the most popular one. Fine, okay, let me go back to my PPT now. Okay, it's time for the exam. Let's check out some GATE DA questions. So, okay, so this is a GATE DA practice question. Let me go through the problem statement. Which of the following code snippet correctly reverse a list number? We want to reverse a list. Which of these statement will reverse the list? We need to check out that. So we know that by using the reverse function we can reverse the list. Yes, actually this statement is right. There is no function like reversed to reverse the list. This is wrong. We can reverse the list by using this format also. -1 is showing that, okay, we are accessing the element from the back side. So back side you are accessing the element. This is also reversing the list. So A and C is the right answer. So D is the right answer over here, because A and C is the right one, which is can be used to reverse the list to show you that, okay, the list in reverse order. So A and C is the right answer. Yes, A and C is the right answer. So D will be the right option over here. Oh, that's it for this session. Stay tuned. We will meet in the next session.